Welcome back to another week, another episode of the Record Report. As always, it's Ahmad.
And this is your boy Vance B, live from the back rooms.
Live from the back rooms. We both are low key.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I got the whole tap back room over here.
that's what
So
I'm saying. It's pretty. It's pretty back there.
so this week we picked the perfect album at the perfect time. I promise you, we picked this album before it was in the news cycle. This has been on our sheet for months. I feel like we talked about this months
Mm-hmm.
ago, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, you just hopping on to the bandwagon. Like we got proof if you need it. Like it's in the Apple Notes. This week we are visiting one of the greatest albums of all time, one of the greatest artists of all time. We are listening to Jay Z's first album, the classic "Reasonable Doubt."
Yeah, let's get it.
Reasonable Doubt released June 25th, 1996. Again, like I just said, this is Jay Z's first album. It was mostly produced by Clark Kent, Irv Gotti, aka by that time he's going by a different name, DJ Irv, DJ Premier, DJ Ski, who had a resurgence with the Dame Dash, Pilot Talk. If you're like a Currency fan, you know like DJ Ski Beats was like he has a resurgence around that time. He also made one of my favorite hip hop songs, Lucini, by Camp Low. And also had people from like
mm.
Nobody, Pure Panic. It says Dame Dash, but I don't think it's actually true that he made any beats. A wonderful album. Features included the Notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, Jazzo, who was Jay-Z's rap mentor, if you will. And I think this is Memphis Bleek's first verse ever, is this coming to age verse. Um, an amazing album. It was led by singles. Oh, and Foxy Brown, a young Foxy Brown, a new Foxy Brown. Singles included "Ain't No Nigga," "Can't Knock the Hustle," were like the two big singles. I'm sure there were other ones, but I know those are the two that they were made videos for. I probably missed on one more. Oh, Dead Presidents had a video, but actually the Dead Presidents video wasn't the song that made it on the album, so maybe that counts too.
Mm.
Um, this is one of my favorite albums. Like this is like it encapsulates a certain time of hip hop that I was like really there. That really was like becoming like a mainstream force for its ability to be like artwork. Um, Jay Z was a new artist. This is his first album, like I said, so he didn't have like some uh push or like it was a very low publicized album because it was done independently through Priority Records and Rockefeller, so it wasn't even like a majorly marketed album. The album did not even really sell well. It did well with critics, which aged well for most of them. So yeah, it is a pivotal album because it is the launching pad for Jay Z, and I think that a lot of the skill set that we've seen evolve to today, even like that most recent freestyle, how he was rapping, the wordplay, how he was so cerebral with his storytelling, the cleverness of his bars, double entendres. Yeah, this is masterful. I think there's a book, I don't remember what it was called, but I was reading like excerpts of it, and the guy said this is like Shakespearean, and there's how he is just world building and making full songs around emotions and experiences. And it's like I said, cerebral is the only really word I can describe it because it just feels so. If you can feel the songs when you're listening to it, but Vance, you were listening to the album, you revisited this classic body of work. What was your impressions as you listened to this album again?
Man, man. I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard this album, I was definitely a late bloomer. It was definitely in college around the time that Blueprint 3 came out. Um, excuse me. It wasn't necessarily because of the reception that Blueprint 3 received at that time. But I wanted to just go back and listen to what Jay Z was in the past because at that time I was too young to actually listen to specifically that album. And the only thing that I did remember from that album were the videos that came out because they were available to watch on the box. So when I first heard it, it was actually Oh yeah, yeah. I saw your face when I said
Yeah, I
that.
remember the box. Yeah, I remember the box. I remember the
Man,
box.
man, a box was dope as hell, bro. I know
Yeah.
I don't want to derail it, but like, if
Until
you don't
Eminem
know,
came out and they were just spamming it and just kept playing Eminem songs over and over again
yeah,
because people kept calling. In my opinion, that's when it kind of got a little. For most people, got kind of turned off. Is when like
yeah,
the alternative pop acts started to turn to like dominate so much. I felt like it wasn't as balanced. But that's your story. Go ahead.
yeah. No, no, I understand because there was a lot of like rock and like heavy
Yeah,
metal and
yeah.
shit that in there, and I do remember that. I will say though,
It was
it did.
balanced. It felt balanced.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. At one point, it felt like you were getting just different kinds of music, like just a
Yes.
whole variety. What MTV should have been in the 80s,
Hmm.
the box was specifically what the 90s MTV should have looked like in some
Yeah.
cases. And then
Hmm.
they bought the box out, and then the box became MTV2. I
MTV too.
remember
Yeah.
when the box aired, went off air. I
Hmm.
remember it because immediately MTV2 showed up. I digress.
Which what is really big point, which really sucks because to your point, which is a great point, I
Oh,
learned about so much. I learned from about corn. Remember that video? I think it was corn.
yeah,
It was like a bullet that went through like a
yeah. I think it was Freak
storyline.
on the Leash. No,
It
no,
might
it
have been.
was,
The song I don't remember the song, but I remember that video. I remember that's the first time I saw like some 41. They I think they played an Alanis Morissette song on there once or twice.
yep,
Um, I remember I saw Aaliyah songs
yeah.
on there.
I saw
I
"What's It
actually,
Gonna Be" by Busta Rhymes and Janet
yeah,
Jackson on
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, like
I even swear to God, I feel like as a kid, I remember seeing the Jay Z Dear Presidents video. I don't remember the song. I remember the visual of it because I just
yeah,
remember him in New York and with the Lexus. And as a kid, that's what I imagined New York was always like. Because
mhm,
all my references for New York was that. Like video wise, like I don't
yeah,
remember Nas videos. I'm not sure Illmatic had videos as a kid.
mm,
I was too young for that. But like 96, I remember seeing some of his videos. I remember that 96, 97. Pretty sure it was 1997.
yeah,
Maybe it wasn't. But I remember being a kid seeing it, like the big old wood frame TV, like on the floor, big joint.
yes,
And
yes,
my only frame of references for New York was that video in New York Undercover. That's what I
mm,
thought New York was like, and when I went, that's what I thought it looked like. And my like, that's what New York is. That's where it all came from. So yeah, the box, man. Shout out to the box. Great. Read
yeah,
a box
yeah.
documentary. Read
We
a box
do,
documentary.
we do. I didn't find out until like my later years that it was actually based down in Miami, so it made sense why
Oh,
you had a lot of Southern music come out of
mm-hmm.
the box as well.
Yeah, they
You know
had
what I'm
Trick
saying?
Daddy on there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
long
yeah.
before
And,
Southern music was
and
popping.
they had JT Money. Ay, ay, ay,
Yes,
ay,
yeah, yeah.
ay,
Who
ay,
that?
ay.
Who
I
that? Who
remember
that?
that
Who?
video.
What about
Yeah,
drama?
yeah,
Lamb, lamb,
yeah,
lamb,
yeah,
lamb.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yo,
Wow, I
oh
had
my
no
gosh,
idea. That was so.
my gosh.
That's really amazing though.
So
That
such a it
them,
was such an era. Oh my god.
yeah, them being in Miami was so.
Ye-
I did not know that, but that makes a lot of sense because it was really like a diverse set of songs on there. Like we said,
Yeah,
wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was New York based, so I just assumed it.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The reason why or the way that I found that out was that I was watching the Wu Tang Clan series,
Oh
and they
yeah.
mentioned the box
Hmm.
on the in the series when they
Hmm.
played the Rakim song. So when it actually came out, I was like, "Yo, this is pretty dope." And specifically, I remember seeing Jay Z's album or a piece of Jay Z's
Hmm.
project, Reasonable Doubt, through feeling it. That
Hmm.
video was definitely one of the ones that circulated
Yeah, that
for
was a
me.
video. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, bro, that video was
yeah.
so fly. I just remembered the sample just being so dope. It was such a good project or a video particularly, and it was just so cool. So by the time I got to listening to Reasonable Doubt in college, I knew about feeling it. I knew about Can't Not the Hustle. I knew
Hmm.
about the singles, but specifically, it was my first time actually learning about the album itself and what made Jay Z before all of the stardom
Hmm.
was there. So yeah, man, I'm just glad that look, going back to this project even after 30 years, it still feels like I'm drinking a fine wine. And that's how I appreciated it whenever I played any song off of this project. Um, I do I do understand how at the time it could have been overshadowed because we were just getting so much good music and Jay Z
Mhm.
had a lot of competition. Um, but I do appreciate the what this album brings to the culture, and also there's just so many memorable moments from this album
Yeah.
that we'll probably get into, but that are a part of hip hop and American culture in general.
Hmm.
So I don't just feel like this is just a rap album. I feel like this is a piece of American history and American art. And Jay Z encapsulates a time where hip hop was growing very quickly and being a little bit more diverse in how those stories in New York specifically was being told.
Mm. That's a good. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. That's true. It is definitely American history. I wasn't thinking that big, but it easily is. By the way, your camera is out.
I know
Um,
I'm trying to fix it right now. I don't know why it just went out like
this
that.
might be an audio only episode. Who knows?
Oh
We'll see.
no.
But let's keep going because we aren't gonna stop. Right? It says not
Yeah.
accessible. Say you got to use Chrome or Edge or something
I'm
like
using
that.
Chrome. I'm using both Chrome and Edge. But
Man, it's
yeah,
technology, dog. I don't know what to
technology
tell
be
you.
technology, and you feel me. But go ahead, continue. I'm listening.
Hey,
I'm talking.
so we're the by the rules of the process, you're supposed to go
Hmm.
first, but
You're right.
I'll go first while you figure out your screen, and if not,
Uh,
we'll just keep it moving. What's
yeah.
best for you? Cool.
I'm following anything.
Yeah, cool. So it's fine. It's fine. You can try to figure it out. So I will say narrowing this down to one song to three songs is extremely challenging. I know that's why we
Yeah.
made it. That's like part of the challenge that we made it to. It's like, can you narrow it down to three? Because some albums are really good, and you like picking three songs is. And if you ask me tomorrow, it actually might change some of
Yep.
it, not all of
Sure
it.
will.
It might change because some of the stuff is so like emotionally heavy songs that it's just like
Yeah.
it connects to you depending on your mood. I say all that to say I'm going with the Evils. All right,
Mm.
so
Okay.
my first choice of picking. I don't know if I ranked them in three, but I just put down three songs. First and foremost, having Prodigy and Snoop Dogg on the hook,
Yeah.
just just like it's just like it's like it was meant to be the perfect record. Um, so he got the Murder Was the Case sample from Snoop,
Murder was
and
the case
then
that they gave me.
Secret Society. He's trying to get the what song
But
is that? The I Shot Your remix.
yeah.
Took both joints. DJ Premier, Ben, who he is, chopped it up. I think that Premier even said like Jay Z picked the samples. I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but
Ooh.
yeah, like he really knew what he wanted to make, how he wanted to craft the song. And listen to the song forever. It's always been about it's about temptation. Really, it's about like the paranoia of what comes with success, good and bad. Well, good and bad reasons how you get success. But it's like, yeah, he was selling drugs. That's what the whole concept, the whole album is based around his experience as a drug dealer. But like, man, this is like power, like money corrupts all type level stuff. Like,
Yeah.
um, even like the second verse, right? So second verse is really about him, the betrayal of a friend over like trust and money, and how it just turned them, and how it turned both of them into cold people. Right? He starts the verse off
Mm.
with, "We used to fight for building blocks. Now we fight for blocks with buildings to make a killing. You and I grew up together as kids playing, and now you and I are at war over these blocks and the money that we're making. And closest as friends when we first started, grew apart as the money grew, soon grew black hearted. Yo, the money is there and it is ruining relationships, it's ruining our spirit. It has now turned us into these dark
Mm.
human beings who no longer see each other as worthy of living due to who got it, right?
Mm.
Then he says,
Yeah.
He says, thinking back when we first learned to use rubbers, you never learned. So in turn, I'm kidnapping your baby's mother. Well, that's
Damn.
crazy. That's
Damn.
crazy. Right?
Damn.
So he just said we grew black hearted. We grew black hearted. So we're no longer those kids of building blocks.
Right.
And now here I am, because me, you, and I are beefing, and we going through that war. I'm kidnapping the mother's of your child's mother as a way to get information from her. Because the rest of what he really was asking about, he took her up to figure out where he was at so he could find
Yeah.
him. And then he says at the end, like, who could ever foresee? We stay up all night at slumber parties. Now I'm trying to rock his girl to sleep. What? All the years we
God
was
damn.
real close. Now I see fears through her tears, knowing wishing that we was still close. What?
Damn.
That is like, yo, that is sinister. But
Yeah.
it's a reality of like how you lose yourself when you get so encapsulated with the evils of whatever the temptation may be for you, and how
Mm,
far you're willing to go from who you once were. I think this is it is so like poetic, it is spiritual, it is like it's riveting. And to say that a 20-year-old kid did this about his experiences and how life has um, forced him, not forced him, based on the decisions he made, based on the decisions that he had to decide from,
mm,
based on the choices that he had. And this is who he turned out to be. Is part of it is like very impressive that you can see it that way, but also
mm,
as part of it is scary to be like, damn, what makes a person get to that point? But yeah, man,
mm.
each verse further and further just uh it just it's I don't know, man. Then he even ends the song
Yeah.
with "Dear God, I wonder, can you save me? I can't
I
die.
can't
I
die.
can't
I
die."
can't die. I can't die.
What?
Yeah.
It's but it's to me it's temptation. Is you got success, but here's the paranoia that goes with the success, with the way you
Mm,
chose to become successful. Here's the paranoia of your decisions. Here is the guilt that weighs heavily on you for the decisions you make. Look who you once were. Look who you are now.
mm,
Man, it's that is art to communicate that emotion,
yeah.
and then lay that over the beat and how it
Yeah.
sounds like a horror film.
Yeah. Actually, that I would like to segue to the production of the track because that is actually one of the reasons why I like this song so much. Of course, the use of Snoop Dogg's "Murder" was the case, and "I Shot You" by LL Cool J and Prodigy was and many others on the track. It was really dope. Um, I think specifically the chords that were being used was very intriguing for me because it did give it that horror tone that I am very that attracted my ears. Specifically, that's a sample from Alan Toussaint, "Go Back Home," which is really cool because even the message that the original song "Go Back Home" is kind of giving you is about just returning home. You're tired, you're sick of dealing with the stresses or a lost love and things of that matter. So to actually hear the original track and then go to what it became and to see how Jay-Z uh tweak that sample with the two other samples and create this gem with a story on tagged along. It just added those layers necessary to keep me aligned throughout the entire track and to honestly be one of my favorites off of this project alone. Now, top three, that's pretty tough, but specifically for me at the time of first listening to this album, this song was the one that made me go back to it consistently as a college student. So yeah, this was definitely a dope ass track, and then the production itself was so dope, man. Like DJ Premier killed that shit and continues to make really good music with this style of sampling, something that is very respectable to people who are into like the production game. like myself.
What made me appreciate this album the first time, it's gonna be pretty ironic how I got to this. So long, if you listen to the podcast for a long time, I ain't gonna go through the whole history, but my brother was not a big Jay Z fan, and a lot of the music that I listened to early on would be taking my brothers, my mom as well, taking their CDs and listen to them because they had a bunch of CDs. So a lot of my earlier music, whatever it comes from, whatever they had in their library. But as you get around other people, like some of the people that some of the older guys that I grew up with, it was like a one group was like big Biggie, other one was like big Tupac. So that was I remember as a kid growing up, they would always like get us to say like each other's lyrics. So I know so many big lyrics now because they was just catchy to learn so young. But then the Jay Z thing was always there, and I don't remember Reasonable Doubt growing up. I remember some of the videos, like I said earlier, but the music I don't really know it. I know I listened to it a little bit more sometimes, but what really made it stick out, it wasn't when it came out, maybe like a couple years later, but when Food and Liquor dropped, that is when I listened to this album for like that inspired me to listen to this album. Maybe not the first time, because Food and Liquor dropped in 2000 and what 2004, 2003. When did Food and Liquor drop?
I think like 2005 because
2005. Yeah.
it had to
So
be after late registration because that's when he first had
yes.
his
Yeah.
big
Yeah. It
run. And
was.
late
That's a good point.
registration was 2005, I think, or
Yeah. So I remember Food and Liquor because Lupe has a song
2006,
2006. Cool.
September
I remember because
19th.
I went to the Sam Goodies to buy that in Mondawmin.
Oh wow,
Um,
that
I
blast
know.
from the
I remember.
past.
Yes, sir. And I bought the Ti album. Ti. No, no. It was I'm Serious trap music. And I didn't know that damn thing was. I didn't know
Ooh,
that was clean. Back then you couldn't sell music
uh,
with the labels to kids. I didn't realize that. But anyway, um, Lupe has a song on there. I don't feel like trying to figure out what the song is called. But there's a song on there, and he says couldn't listen to Jay Z because Jay Z said he didn't pray to God. He prayed to God. He. And I did not get the line when he said it. I did not understand it. So when I go back, I was 16 when Food Lucky came out. So maybe it was 16. So when I was 16, 17, I listened to Reason Without, and my mind was blown. I remember that. I remember when I listened to it, and I was like, "This is some of the best writing I probably ever heard at the time," and I still think it's true. But this first, what I love about this song is it is a gradual descendance of a person into despair, into darkness, into whatever happens. And it's so interesting that the person that made this song is not a person that interviews talking about how he's such a great capitalist. Um, the first verse is like, the shit is wicked in these main streets. None of my friends speak. We all trying to win. Because then again, maybe it's for the best though. Because like we were all friends, we was all cool to kick it. But now I'm looking back, maybe us not being together is cool. And then he kept like building it up. I used to say, "Fuck my skills, never pray to God. I pray to God. That's right. It's wicked. That's life." The wordplay on that part is just mind blowing. Listen to how he did it. So the first hook is just like the mindset, in my opinion. How the first verse is the mindset of like becoming this person. Then the second is like verse is like, "This is who I am now. This is what this what that has got me doing." And then the third verse is like, "Now you in it. You've descended into madness. You've now doing crazy stuff, and now you're actually committing like violence." And I would imagine growing up in the '90s and the things people saw and was happening then is what inspires us and things that he was probably doing around that time because he was in a very violent industry. Um, and I think for a 20-year-old, somebody who is new to songwriting, this is very deep, very expansive, but I also understand why this album did not sell a lot because I would imagine this is not something that people were like ready for. They call this the mafioso rap, which comparative to Wu Tang, which is like, what was Only But for Cuban Links, like mafioso rap, or
yeah,
Nas when Nas did second album was mafioso rap, Cool G rap,
yeah,
mafioso rap. So it's like that's like the mafioso realm that he was doing.
yeah.
But man, this is one, in my opinion, this is one of the best song in Jay Z's category. I mean, catalog. And I think it's
I
just
agree with that.
some of the best songwriting. just on like how cerebral it is and how it pulls you in, and it's just the vision. It's just, brother, this is one of the ones, man. I probably should have saved this on the end because I don't want to be this thorough with the rest of the songs. But yeah, that's my first
Yeah,
choice. The
that's a
Eagles.
good first choice. That's a
Yeah,
good ass first choice for
I
real.
don't think it's any bad first choices, to be honest with you.
Honestly, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm probably just gonna go with the literally the first track off of the project and go with
I ain't
"Came
mad
Out
with
the
that.
Hustle."
I ain't mad with that.
Yeah, dog. I like this song, not only because of that fucking bass line, man. Oh god, but then like the beginning is also iconic in some cases because I've heard so many other rappers use that uh beginning, or they make it their own by doing the same shit but kind of switching it up. Um I like I definitely like the addition of Mary J. Blige
You know that was
singing.
Scarface, right? That was a
Wait,
Scarface. That was a Scarface. It was
yeah,
like a play on Scarface. It wasn't him, but that was like the play on Scarface.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That was kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. That was dope. Cause like that was the scene where that was the scene specifically where
He was
Scarface was
talking to
fuck.
the
Yeah, he was fucking around with one of the dealers. He was like, "Oh, big guy, you want to make big
yeah,
bucks?
big bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah,
dude was a rat. Yeah.
yeah." One of my favorite movies. So like that already caught my attention to just start the entire project out. But for it to go from something as intense as that scene to just go to some smooth shit with a bass line that is very similar to what I might hear from maybe Maxwell or maybe D'Angelo to rap over it and become, man, that shit caught my attention, and I was just vibing out with the entire song. And then I of course I love the chorus. The chorus is super dope. Who you think you are? Maybe one day you'll be a star. Like that shit was fire. Uh there were just so many specific layers of R&B throughout this song that made me like it when I was, a college kid, and into this day, as an adult. I just think that this shit was just so good, and one of the reasons why this album kind of stands the test of time, just due to the use of its sound and skill, the way that it was created and things of that matter. This was produced by Nobody as well as Sean Kane, or Sean C. But yeah, man, like just the way that it kind of started everything out, and also in some ways lead the album as a single. Uh, it was very low key, but going back to it and then also remembering the videos makes it a highlight for me. Aside from just the production alone and Mary J. Blige, as always. So yeah, this is my number three currently.
Yo, great choice. Also, Sean C was a member of the Hitmen,
Ooh.
and the Hitmen did a lot of stuff for Bad Boy. A lot of hits, like it was big. I mean, he was in that collective. I think he also was a part of the team that did American Gangster for Jay Z, but I could be wrong.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, that would be dope.
yeah,
That would
I
be
could be
dope.
wrong. I could
I
be wrong,
don't
but I do
I don't
think so.
see it because I'm looking at his catalog right now. He did work with Big Pun and he also worked with Akon.
But wasn't he in the
So
Hitman? Wasn't Sean C in the Hitman, or was a different Sean C?
let me see. I'm looking now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at. Oh, wait. I'm looking at Nobody. Never mind. Hold on. Let me go. Yes, he
So
was a part of American Gangster. Yes,
that
he
was
was a
him.
part of the Hitman. Yeah, he was. Yeah,
ah,
yeah. So you were right.
yeah. Shit, I'm
He
glad I got
also
that one right.
co-founded the Executioners. That's
Oh, wow, I didn't
dope.
know that. I didn't know that. Was Premier?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
Premier in the Executioners? No, he was on the song Executioners.
yeah.
Um, man, I absolutely love this song. And I think it makes sense picking it. Not only was it the single, it was like the preeminent Jay Z song for a good
Yeah.
while. Like
Yeah.
the song that you put next to him probably up until uh Blueprint. a song on Blueprint, and then maybe even Empire State Building at some point in time, Empire State of Mind.
Yeah,
Um, and this song is just about ambition and hustle. Like every song to me
yeah,
on this album is about some love, some emotion that he was trying to convey through it. And this is the um, ambitious version of him you get. And I love that he was playing the wordplay around I am flexing on everybody, but he was also flexing on wordplay. He had speed raps, he had slower raps. The melody is like slower, but he was still it's like um, uh, chrome socks beaming. Stealing peripheral, I see you scheming. Stop dreaming, I see your body steaming. Jay Z would rap that super fast years ago, and he like on Hawaiian Sophie that went really fast. But once, in my opinion, when he figured out how to slow his rhymes down to tell better and tell stories, I think that made him a better song maker. Because the way just the way his mind works to how he creates songs. Like you said, the
mm.
bass line is crazy. I even love. I guess that the hi hat when it first come on, t in the background.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
It's
that.
very.
I
It
just.
feels very neo soulish in some
Yeah,
cases.
it does. It does. It's very. That's
Yeah.
probably why I play so well live when he do this live. Um,
Actually, I just found the sample. Like that beat is sampled. I mean, of
yeah,
course, it
yeah, for
has
sure, for sure.
vocal samples, but it's sampled by Marcus Miller
Marcus
and
Miller.
Much Too
Yeah.
Much. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, sir.
that shit is
I,
dope too. The
I
song.
absolutely love this song. It's a song that's on my playlist for my get. I feel like ambitious, if you will.
Yeah,
Um, I love it, man. I love the braggadocious of it. It makes you feel like it's funny they say this in the song, "The Money in the Thing." It feels like a calmer version of Money in the Thing, like the post party, like after you leave the party on the way home, and Money in
mm,
the Thing is like I'm headed to the club. I just bust a check. I'm about to go to the club and spend my money. This feels like dog. I'm leaving. The same feeling you get from feeling it, really,
yeah,
but it's the ambitious side. Like dog, I'm out here trying to, you know what I mean? It
yeah,
is a wonderful song. And Mary J. Blige, to your point, and I think this is when she became like the hook R&B hook person, the R&B
yeah,
rap hook person. Because after this, everybody was like, I got to get Mary J. Blige on the hook. You're all I need is a perfect example, and that became like a mega hit for her.
yeah,
She just adds like a realness to it, just the way she sings, the soulness of
yeah,
her voice. Her redoing a popular sample, but in another way. So it
yeah,
wasn't like you know what I mean.
yeah.
Uh,
It was an interpolation of hold on, I'm looking at
Melissa Morgan, right?
yes. Fool's
Yeah. So yeah,
Paradise.
but that song doesn't even feel like this. It's a totally different song.
Right.
So yeah, I absolutely this is the wordplay in this is so it is I don't even know what the words to describe it. I got you. I got it. You let it gotta let you know the time like my motto. Stack rocks like Colorado, water off the champagne, crystal, bottle. That is it's not just he's rhyming to rhyme. He's actually like painting a picture of like, dog, we celebrate. It's a celebratory because this is the last verse. Like the money is in. We good. We cashing it in. Like I'm up. And is a visual. You imagine him, and it all match. Um, yeah, man. I even love the Jay Z does this thing. He did it with the freestyle, the Roberta Flack slash Lauren Hill slash Killing Me Softly wordplay verse. He did the same thing. I hear one of my favorite verses, the favorite part in like the whole the U.S. Open word on the play. I got you. I got the
Mm.
U.S. Open Advantage Jigga. That's a great double. U.S. Open because he's selling drugs. Which is really annoying. Advantage Jigga. That is a tennis term. So advantage U.S. Open is tennis term.
yeah.
La Tigra, son, you're too eager. I think that is so amazing because the La Tiger is like the little tiger on your shirt.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. The brand.
the
Yeah.
yeah the brand tennis
Yeah.
brand. It's a tennis. It's known for being like a tennis brand. Then he even put like the before that he said I skipped the whole bar. He said serve like Sampras, play fake rappers like a campus. Campus is the word because the campus is also the name of the sneakers, the Adidas sneakers, which is the Sampras. I don't know, man. It's just amazing. It's just layers, brother. It's just layers, man. I just appreciate the level of creativity and damn,
It's good
yeah,
as
man,
fuck. Yeah, it's
yeah,
good as
man,
fuck. Hell yeah.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
why
yeah.
you saying all of these things? I'm just going through Mary J. Blige's discography,
Crazy, ain't
and
it?
just to, yeah, yes, yes. Around this time, she was in production for Share My World.
Yeah, amazing album,
Yeah,
amazing
yeah,
album.
yeah. Which the singles for is "Love Is All We Need." I can love you. I can love you.
Hmm.
I can love you. Everything, missing you in 7 days. Like, this was kind of like when she was in her dark aesthetic, right? And I think Mary was probably the darkest that she's been, because that's the same project that had All That I Can Say and then Your Child. And then right after that, she dropped No More Drama, which had Family Function or Family Affair, excuse me.
Hmm.
So kind of just to kind of go back and see her encapsulated into this darkness, because some of her earlier albums were some of her darker projects before
Hmm.
she kind of was celebrated across the entire music industry. um it was really dope to actually see that, and like you said, she was able to provide hooks after this song. This was the big one that really attracted a lot of people, not only to Jay-Z, but also what Mary J. Blige could do in on rap songs. There's a reason why they call her the queen of hip hop R&B, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure.
yeah,
It's songs like
yeah,
this. Hell yeah. So
yeah,
yeah.
man. It's also some of the best songwriting. If I was to tell somebody, hey, do you want to see like some elite level songwriting? This would be one of the ones I would say. It's just again, if there was an emotion I would tie to this is ambition, and the thrill of being in the hustle and all that comes with it. And growing up with a family full of entrepreneurs, I absolutely understand how great that feeling can be.
Hmm.
My turn.
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is a little bit more chill, but I think the chill song really resonated with me. Um, Again, I think most uh, one of Jay Z skill sets, man, and this is the one of the things I think separates him from a lot of people is his ability to be vulnerable, and he was very, very, very extremely vulnerable on the last album, the last song. Some of these streaming services have two extra songs on the last part of the streaming services. Regrets is the last song. Can't Let the Hustle is the first song. Everything else is just things that have been added on over time. Just want to add that for the listeners.
Mm.
Regrets. You started off with ambitions. We talked about the evils and some of the paranoia, but regrets. And Jay Z did an interview. He said he picked regrets last because at the end of the day, when you lay down, that's what you got with you after you live in this life is the regrets from the decisions you made. And I was like, brother.
Mm.
He starts the verse off with, "I sold it all from crack to opium in third person. I don't want to see them. So I'm rehearsing with my peoples in the GM." Yo, that is again growing up, around these industries. I think is hearing people talk about their experiences and everything else, and whatever, whatever. He's laying out that he has now matriculated some level of his drug dealing to the piece where I don't have to do hand in hands. I'm watching what happens, and I think that's but he says it in three lines. I've done it all. I've done it
Mm.
all. Right. I've sold it all, but now I'm in third person because I don't even want to see him. I can't deal with him. I can't even see it no more, yo. Just give me the money. I don't
Mm.
want to look at. I don't want to see. I don't want to have to look at the people no more. So I'm rehearsing my peoples in the GM from a remote location in the BM. So I'm just watching it happen. I'm low key scoping the whole situation. Like, damn, metamorphic how the dope turns to cream. What?
Mm.
What?
Mm.
What? What is changed? It went from drugs to cash. But one of
Yeah.
these buyers got eyes like a Korean. It's difficult to read him. The windows to his soul was half closed. I put the key in. He
Ken.
just said three different things. One of the buyers, I don't trust the buyers. His eyes is too small. I guess he's trying to pick on the almond eyes that some that Koreans must have. It's difficult to read him. I can't really see his eyes. Right? It's
Yeah.
can't say this now in today's rap. I have almond eyes. I feel like I can comment on this. Uh,
You said
it's
it, not
difficult.
anybody else.
People say it all the time to me. I take it. It's difficult to read them. The windows to his soul was half closed. I'm in the car. My windows is closed. I put the key in. I'm about to pull off. Pull it off slow, hoping my people flee in. What?
Mm,
What? Coppers was watching us with nighttime binoculars. This time they got us exchanging dope for dollars. What?
mm,
What?
mm.
I think um I waited on a call from his kin, not the coroner. I didn't die. I went to jail. I'm still here. But I need somebody to call me. Phone in the hand, nervous, confined to a corner. Dog, I'm sitting in a corner. Yo, get me out of here. Beads of
Mm,
sweat, second thoughts in my mind. How can I ease this stress and live with these regrets? What?
mm.
This time, stress, I'm giving this shit up. Fuck. That's what he said. That's what he said. And I love that he did the hook himself. I'm glad the hook is him.
Y-
This is number one
Yeah,
rule to your set. In order to survive, you gotta learn to live with regrets. Brother, that is his life, man. That's life.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
number one rule, man. You gotta learn to live with regrets. If
yeah.
there are travels we get separated, never forget. In order to survive, you gotta learn to live with regrets. In this life, I would love. I didn't read his book, Decode It, but I wish I did before we did this. I would love to have known if is this is like a mantra he created based on life that he was living, and
Mm,
did that transfer with him into the music business? Um, Dog, I really love this. This is one of my favorite albums ever. Like it's just I know the lyrics without even like reading and listening to it. I listened to the joint
yeah,
so many times because it's such a bro. I feel like humans we all have regrets, right?
we do.
Good, bad, big, small, middle. Some is not a big deal. Some can be a big deal to others, small deal to us, vice versa. And to have him to use his experiences in a very volatile, violent, fast-paced lifestyle, and to say um, these are the regrets that this life comes with, and this is how I'm dealing with it, and it's not fucking easy. It's tough. My mom's crying because her insides are dying. Her son trying
Mm,
her patience, keep her heart racing, a million beats a minute. I know I push you to your limit. Now it's like the first part of the joint is like, dog, my regrets is like the actual instances of my direct decision making, right? I'm in this shit because I decided to do this shit, and now here we go. Now I'm in jail, I'm dealing with my consequences. Second verse, my mom is stressed the fuck out, dog. I'm pushing her to her limit. I'm like, I have family members who was definitely in this lifestyle. Like I know the toll it takes on their family members, that on the people to try to like get them on the right track, but also support them when they're going through what they're going through and being there for them and like driving all the way out or stand up late at night, can't sleep because you're concerned about that is a very real visceral feeling. And for him to talk about like, dog, I had to learn to live with the regrets. These are decisions that I was making, man. I can't turn back. Time waits for no man. Can't turn back the hands of time. Like I'm in it now. I can't go back. Like, and I was talking to somebody the other day. Shout out to rambling. Cut me off if I forgot to. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he said to me, he said, fuck, what did he say? What did that just reminded me of it, and I forgot that fast. I was talking to somebody the other day. He said to me, fuck, man. I don't remember. It'll come back to me later. But I think we talk about the cycle and how we can get caught. How he as a child just growing up in poverty. How he easily just got into the cycle of poverty, and as a kid he found himself locked up. and he found himself, before then doing some bullshit and getting caught up, and then he was in it, and he got stabbed in prison, and he gave me the whole gamut, man. He's a young guy too, kind of look like probably like around our age range, to be honest.
Mm,
And he was like, man, like I had looked myself in the mirror and said, yo, how did I get here, right? So he
yeah.
was dealing with his own regrets, like, dog, what were the decisions that I was making? So now, you know what I mean? So I love that, man, and I feel like I've never sold a drug in my life, right? But I think that there is um a realness of emotions that you can connect with. You know what I mean? About to hide them, and I hit rock bottom. No answers for this trick question. No time. Shit stressing. Bro, if you ain't been in a fucked up situation, feeling regrets, dealing with that shit, and you like, yo, my heart racing, I'm stuck in this shit, I gotta figure it out, man, I don't know if you live life.
Yeah, no bullshit. No bullshit.
I don't know if you live life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah,
Even at a young
yeah,
age, you living in the fast lane some way. And if
yeah,
you not, you should. Shit. That's how
yeah.
you learn.
And 100%. Do you read on the fast like man? That's how you learn. And then this is the verse right here, right? Because I lost so many people growing up, right? Like you lose people young over dumb shit.
Yeah.
And the third verse is one of my favorite Jay Z verses because is essentially so the first verse is like, dog, I fuck. These are the regrets of my decisions, right?
Yeah.
Boom. Second verse is this is the consequences of my regrets is me having to deal with how I'm fucking up my mother and my family. And then
Mm.
the third verse is the regrets of losing a friend of mine who was in this shit with me. He died. I miss him. Long as I'm living, he's living through memories. He's either killed with all my suicidal tendencies in heaven looking over me, or in hell keeping it cozy. He is the duality of like, dog, I know you know what I mean? I might not be going up there based on the life that I'm living. I think that's honest, yo. That is an
Yeah.
honest assessment, dog. I know I might not make it up there. So he's either up there or down there. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm coming. Life is she's what it's supposed to be. Remember Newton, mutual friend, me and him feuding. I think it's beautiful that he's like, dog, I'm talking to my mans, dog. Like, this is what we're going through.
Yeah.
Um, but you know what I mean? Anything the guns can stop. What? About to send you a roommate. No bullshitting. What? But my hustle is going too well to hit them. They just want you to be miserable with them. I don't know, man. It's, it's, I don't know. And I ain't even get to the production of it. I ain't even get to the
Yeah,
production of it, bro.
I could at least like take some part in that.
Yeah,
So the
man. I can
sample
talk about
for
this
it is
forever.
it's so easy loving you by Hubert Laws and Earl Clue. That is the name of the song and the artist. Um, I mean, you kind of said it, best, honestly. Um, I I always skipped past this song, but I never realized the impact that it had on you, particularly through this listen. Because like when I listen to it, when you go through the entire album, there's so many different bangers on here, and then by the time you get here, this is kind of like a calm rest. But what I didn't necessarily know is some of the more important themes that are being talked about in this song, because it's so low key. The sample is low key itself. So for me, it was a different experience because for me, I'm just like, all right, I know I'm at the end of the song. I mean, on the end of the album, and I know eventually we're going to go back and play through everything again. But I didn't know how deep the context of the song was, until you actually explained it. And I think that makes me want to go listen to it again because I appreciated the sample. Appreciated kind of the end credits feeling that this song gave me, but I didn't understand the entire context. So this is this is a really good selection. I didn't realize how important it was, not only to you but just into the entire essence of the album.
Man, that's a great point. Also, I think you might have said it just now, maybe then for the last song. The bass line in this
Yeah,
joint is just
it's
groovy.
fire. Yeah, it's groovy as hell,
Do
and
do
I like the
do
way
do
that it
do do do
navigates. Yeah, I like how
do
it
do
navigates through
do.
the song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Who
man. It's
produced this? Who produced this song? I'm looking
Peter
now.
Panic. Peter Panic is his name. I
Who?
don't think he. I don't know what else he did. I never heard of him before, but he did this
Yeah.
song. Man, it's not that the album is just impactful for me. Is that hearing it 16, 17, 18 in that age range, and then listening to it throughout life as life grew, and I would listen to these different songs. Each song became different things that I would listen to, different soundtracks, if you will.
Mm.
Like I had this joint burnt off LimeWire in the little CD booklet in my car underneath my seat, right? So I
Yeah.
had the
Sign of the
little Jay Z
times.
readable 100%. Well, I had the
Yeah.
CD book under the joint. Got to keep it under there because
Yeah.
it'll get too hot if you leave it on.
Yep.
For once, somebody
Yep.
might break your window and steal it, or
Yep.
it might melt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The
And then
plastic
you just
might
gotta
melt
clear.
on the.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that should be the
Yes, sir.
worst.
Yes, sir. Showing our ages, but
Yeah.
it's it's just it's maybe because I think Jay Z is just a skillful songwriter, but and I think one of the reasons why this is not like this over time, yes, it's went platinum. It's so it caught up to it. People caught onto it. I think the reason why it was not like big then because it didn't have those massive radio things, but the music ages amazingly
Yep.
because this is my issue with a lot of rappers, a lot of musicians, but specifically rappers is they are no longer communicating emotion through song and then constructing songs and world building. This is a '90s mafioso drug dealer, um, paranoia, ambition, celebration with women. Me schooling the little homies because he got in the game like I got in the game, shopping, flashing, regrets, flexing his lyrical skills, trying to get out of it. So I'm gonna go to the open mic and freestyle, like repping my city with Biggie. And then Politics as Usual, which is a fire song. Politics of the Game, I think it's just layers of real life think. Like Politics as Usual, play that
Mm.
before you go to work. You can be like, this
Yeah.
is how these people be at work, dog. Just dealing with the politics of like people is it's just is masterful in how it was crafted, but I also understand why he had to dumb it down on so many albums after this to become more
Yeah.
palpable to the listening public.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
I want to say something to that because that is important. I feel, and what you say about current rappers is also important. I think that there's a level of desperation that Jay Z had when he made this album, and you could see it not only in the way that the songs are produced, the way that the album is concepted, but also the way that he's rapping and telling you these stories. It feels more as if he's rapping at a sense of desperation because it feels like this is his way out. Um, Maybe compared to somebody of this caliber, and I'm not saying all artists are cut from this caliber, but you got a lot of people who might have a level of comfort or maybe a plan B that they can actually rely on that's not illegal compared to Jay-Z's life and can make music on the side and also live their own life because they have maybe a 9 to 5 or so. I think with this album, because Jay-Z was also competing at a high level when it comes to the different artists that were actually a part of the New York scene at that time. I think that
absolutely.
that desperation shows throughout this entire album, along with him just being able to tell his story with the concept that he has. We got to remember, like he was competing with DMX at the time. Like he talked about in interviews, like being in battles against DMX.
Yeah,
And also, of course, we know that Nas was popping at this time as well. So it's like he's already coming in with so many other competitors. That doesn't even include maybe some of the other New York based artists that are making hits that are maybe one hit wonders or they have their own side character quest and shit like that. But like
hmm
he was competing against so many different. He had to be competing against so much talent at this time, and with this album, it felt like desperation, a sense of desperation, and I think that shows in songs like "Regrets" in some cases. So I just wanted to rebuttal that because I think what you did say is important when it comes to the level of desperation that maybe artists have back then compared to the level of desperation that some artists may have now. Even when you do have artists that come in the game that come from maybe the same life as Jay Z, some artists have that same level of desperation. Um, Stove, what's his name, bro? Stove God, I think that's his name. No, that's not his name. Uh,
That's him. He
that,
has it.
that's Stove God. Yeah, he
Yeah,
has it.
he has
Yeah,
it. He has
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
He has the wordplay. I don't know if he can make the body of work and give you those different elements. I think he's
Yeah,
crafty. He makes great bars. He's very intelligent.
yeah.
Can he has he given me a The Evils yet? I don't know. I haven't heard it, but
Mm,
maybe it exists. I can go back. Let's do it. Has he?
yeah,
He can give you a feeling it. He can give
yeah,
you a Brooklyn's finest. Can he give you a Can I Live? Can he give you a Regrets? Can he give you The Evils? I would love if he could. I think if he gets that part, it'll be a different element.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, that's a good
He would
point.
ha-
That's a great
he would
point.
have to put out like a studio album. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Clips is like one
Clips
of
is
the
close.
last versions.
Yes,
Yeah, one of the last
yes,
versions of that too,
yes,
because they
one
come
hundred
from
percent.
that era where it was kind of dying off for more
Yeah,
of the flashier versions of rap.
100%. The Clips
Yeah,
definitely have this skill set, and I
yeah.
think I also think I would love to test this theory out and do a survey one day. I actually think rappers don't write no more, and I think that is stifling their ability to flesh out full ideas.
Oh yeah, they punch in now. That's a
Yeah,
technique now. They
yeah,
punch in a
punching
lot of their
in.
lyrics.
And they text too. They type it. I'm talking about like Jay Z
Yeah,
had to write. He said he had to write bars, put it in his pocket, keep on living, write a little bar, put it in your pocket. The skill of it requires your brain to activate something different. So I will be curious to know if they actually, like Tyler the Creator said, I think he still writes. You
mm.
know what I mean? So I think that actually does it. But anyway, what's your next one?
Oh well, you kind of mentioned it. It's politics as usual.
Hey,
Oh come on,
meant to
man.
be.
Like, yeah, that's oh man, that shit is dope. Now you know why I'm there. First of all, it's produced by Ski Beats, so
Great choice.
I didn't even know. I didn't know. I didn't know until I listened to it as a college kid, and this about this time I was already listening to the first Pilot Talk to come out, and not really knowing who Ski Beats was, but just knowing him from his catalog with Currency. But man, like politics as usual was and continues to be a staple for me whenever I go through this entire project. Um, excuse me. The sample of it is specifically "Hurry Up This Way Again" by the Stylistics. Uses the hook and the riff. And I also like the fact that I don't know if those are real vocals as the chorus, or it's specifically just maybe chops of the stylistic sample. But that it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me again. That shit is always attractive to the ears for me, and it's one of the reasons why I appreciated Reasonable Doubt, because despite some of the darker themes that this project has, the production is very smooth. It gives off that mafioso vibe, and I think that's something that I appreciate because as somebody that originally started out by listening to R&B, by listening to alternative rock, you see those small additions to the track, and it makes you appreciate it outside of the lyrics that are being given. I like the fact that you also mentioned the idea of politics. I didn't really realize the importance of politics and how that's being used maybe at a place that you're working, or maybe around the people that you may know or the community that you're a part of. I didn't realize how much it play much it played a role in my life. until I listened to this song, and I kind of saw specifically how those ideas played in maybe a workplace, of the past. You know what I'm saying? This definitely tickled my funny bone when I was listening to it through my retail days back in 2013, 2014. So yeah, man, this one continues to be a hit for me. It's on my Bentleys and Beamers playlist, you know, and also that sample is also in rotation as well. Man, you can't go wrong with the stylistics, but man, I love the fact that he managed to just kind of throw around the beat. And also Ski Beats, for this to be a project that Ski Beats was truly a part of, and to see him kind of move into, the Dame Dash record label and kind of assist with Currency's Currency's Pilot Talk series, that's also super dope as well. Um, and also I feel like we need to give Ski Beats a little bit more of his flowers, man. Because it's beats like this that really make him a legendary producer. And a lot of times I don't hear his name thrown around when it comes to great producers in general. So yeah, man. This is definitely my number two.
But a great choice. I absolutely love this song, and this was on my like every song was on my like how do I wind this down? But this is like one of my last ones. Um, you is you
That's your
need
last
this
one?
song. No. It was one of my last ones I took off. That I was like
Okay.
I can't narrow it down.
Okay.
I absolutely love this song. I love after the energy change from Can't Knock the Hustle to this, because it's a great segue into Brooklyn's Finest, which is another get your energy going because it's a more fast pace of a song.
Yeah. Yeah.
To your point, the stylistic sample, beautiful, wonderful, perfect sample. Hurry Up This Way Again is a banger. I love the samples you said is really get the Isaac Hayes sample on the last song. You got this sample. You had the Marcus Miller joint. It's some bangers. Like it's some real
Yeah.
like amazing songs on here.
From different
Like the
decades
samples,
too.
different decades. Yeah. All over the place.
Yeah.
80s and 70s. Yeah. That's a great
90s
point.
too. Yeah. 90s.
Oh yeah, true. Because you got the Snoop Dogg and the Prodigy sample too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
absolutely. I think it just adds to the world building, man. I think they did just a great job of just building this world, this experiences, songs as you might hear out. 'Cause those are popular songs too. Those are like singles. So those are like songs that moved. So I think that's important. That those are like that was
Mm.
the feeling. Um, I absolutely love. I just love the song. I think it's a wonderful song. Ski Beat said this beat was supposed to go to Camp Low, but they got something else. They got a
Ooh.
banger. They got some bangers from him anyway. So yeah,
Yeah, this is
yeah,
it.
yeah,
What?
yeah,
Lucci pouring from the sky. Let's get rich. What?
yeah, yeah. This is one of the ones.
Mm.
Anything else on politics as usual?
Man, nah. I think I said that. I think I said what I said, man. I mean, it's just really good production for me. And
Beautiful.
then what you added about how it relates to our normal lives in many cases. I think that kind of hit a funny bone as well for me through a
Hmm.
specific time in my life. So yeah, yeah.
Man, my last song was produced by Irv Gotti. I think Sean C also played a part of it too. Can I Live? I play this song whenever I got like a
Ooh.
presentation. I play this song whenever I have to do like a work thing, or like a public speaking thing for work, or whatever I got to do. I play this song because, for one, the syllables throughout just help me get like my tongue working. Like pause. That sounds crazy. Remove any like remove me from being like tongue tied, or like just helps me like be ready to speak a lot. Um, and also the layers of it it is I don't know if "Can I Live" is like the introspection song. I don't know if it's like an intrinsic like I got this is the reason why I have to do like trying to survive the because he says it. He says we hustle out of sense of hopelessness, sort of a desperation. He opens the song that, and through that desperation we become addicted, sort of like the things we are accustomed to serving. So you might you he sets this up beautifully with "Can I Live," because he's gonna also tell you throughout the album, because "Can I Live" comes after 22 Twos, after the Evils. So it's like explaining to you 22 Twos, in my opinion, is him trying to like, this is my way out of drug dealing. This is my way out of this life. Because it goes the Evils, which is like the threat of the stress and the threat of the of feeling it. Because feeling it is like, I'm on a high. I'm hit. I'm lit. We up. We up.
Yeah,
We popping
yeah,
bottles. Dead presidents is like the dog. We getting the money. We getting the
yeah.
scratch.
He getting his bread right now. Yeah.
Can I live? Is the I have to survive this. This is the desperation of it, right? So thinking about it like that, right? Because he says it about the first part. We hustle out of a sense of hope, and I've always remembered this. Because I've always think throughout work and doing community work, this is like the great way of my mindset is like, people don't want to do the things that they have to do. They do it because they have to do it. Like
Mm,
most, like people don't rob you the first time. Even if like, let's like a dumb kid doing peer pressure, but people are not going to rob you because it's fun. They're most likely doing that shit because they have to do that.
it's a
You
sense
know what
of
I mean?
desperation.
Right. It's hopeless. Like the hopelessness gets us here. And he
Yeah.
said, "We hustle. Our hustle came from that. So it's like either we do this or we do this." But Michael Beasley said on Shannon Sharp show, he said, "People got mad at my decisions, but they never got mad at my choices." It's like
Mm,
these are the choices that I have to decide here. And Jay Z said the same thing. Like, we're desperate. We're depressed. We're desperate. We gotta figure it out. So it's actually, I think, explains his capitalistic mind state. The brother probably needs some therapy to unpack this all these years later. But he says it. He says, through that desperation, we become addicted, sort of like the fiends we serve it. So we become addicted to the greed. The greed is now our
mm,
addiction, right? He says it on the evils when he's like, the dope turns to cream is metamorphic, how it changes. Like
yeah.
it's a spiritual feeling how it changes. He's saying that this is all the joint. He's like, we become addicted to the greed, the fast life, all the things I'm going to regret at the end of this is this. So this is like the intrinsic motivation. So he says it. He says, I keep my head, both of them where they supposed to be. Hoes that get you sidetracked and clap from close feet. I don't sleep. I'm tired. I feel wired like codeine. The I keep my head, both of them where they supposed to be, is so clever to me because he's saying keep my mind where it's supposed to be, and I keep my other head where it's supposed to be, because you can get sidetracked and get clapped from close feet. But if you listen to
Damn.
what song was that? What song was that?
Harsh.
Regrets. What was that? What song was it? Was that Regrets? Where he said, "Well, the evils."
The
Two
evils.
songs, 2 songs prior, he's saying, I kidnapped this girl and I'm feeding her money to tell me. So he said, we first learned to use rubbers. You never learned, so
You never
return.
learn.
I'm kidnapping your
I'm
baby's
using
mother.
your weakness against you.
So on this song, he says, hoes to get you sidetracked and clap from close feet. So he's like, it's in the same mindset.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
me and my man's at war, he didn't learn his lesson because he didn't use the rubbers. I did because I learned from him not to do that. So I think that's just, it's a great look into the psyche of somebody and how they see all of this.
Mm,
A brother God admired me from 4 fiends away. He just told us in the beginning of the song, the people who's serving, the drug dealers, they are also addicted. So is he
mm,
saying the fiends, like the fiends I'm selling, or the fiends that work for me? Because on regrets, he said, I'm removed. I'm watching from away. So it's people before you get to me. I think that is just amazing layering, bro. That's just that like this is what 50 Cent listens to when he does that bullshit power. Like, how do you make a street still feel like this? It's like this. He sells from selling cane till brains was fried and like we fucked up our brains from selling so much drop. He said, I can't lie, and at the time it never bothered me because I'm young, we desperate. You
mm.
know what I mean? I gotta do
Yeah.
something. It didn't even bother me, bro. I didn't even register what I was doing. I
Right.
think that's crazy. My squad and I
I
never
lost the sense of hope. I
I
lost the sense
lost
of
the
hope.
hopeless is gone. Yo, that
Mm,
is, and he's using it, and he's using words to explain all of this stuff without like overdoing it because he slowed his
mm,
rap pace down. So now you can understand it because, like I said, Hawaiian Sophie Jay Z, it would have been so fast. You'd be like, dog, what did he just say? that he did it right. But in the song, he says it, laughing hard, laughing hard, happy to be escaping poverty, however brief. It doesn't even matter how long I got it. I'm just happy to be out of it because I was hopeless. Dog, this is like, this is like, in my opinion, the Shakespearean of hip hop. Like it is clever wordplay, is as entendres, doubles, even a couple triples in there somewhere in the album. And then he's painting this. He says, "Laughing hard, happy to be escaping poverty, however brief. I know this game got valleys and peaks. I know I'm gonna be up. I know I'm gonna be down. Expectation for dips, for precipitation. We stack chips, hard leave. My youth to be. The soon I see a melon, no more Big Willie. My game is gone before you call me William." Then he says, "I'm trying to be like Rayful Edmonds, with like a big DC drug dealer, Channel 7 News, round several Jews, head dead in the mic." Like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be that guy with the whole thing in the joint live at the main event. That was me. Better ship to Maui. And he started bragging about it, right? Better
Mm,
ship to Maui. Me and you out here, we at the casino flaunting, throwing big money. Live at the main event. Better trip to Hawaii on it. Presidential suites, residential for the weekend. Confidential speaking in calls that you're peaking. Says Rachel, da da da. Yeah. I think that like it's only like two verses, right? Yeah, one
mm,
long verse, one short verse. Um, yeah, man. We don't lease, we buy as you should. My confederation, detonation, explode on detonation, overload the amount of the sanitation. When it boils the steam, we all fiends. We gotta go through this. Even righteous minds go through this. True this. The street schools spend their money foolish. Bond with jewelers and watch for intruders. What?
mm.
I keep one eye open. He just says, recruited lieutenants with ludicrous dreams of getting a cream. Let's do this. It gets tedious. So I keep one eye open like CBS.
Mm.
You see me stressed, right?
Yeah.
I just, man,
Mm.
I don't have the words to describe the magnificence of this. I'm trying to find it as I go, but it's introspective. Is the rhyme schemes are all over the place, but like it makes sense though. It's not just like throwing words out there. And he's using like these two counts where he's rhyming these two bars with these two bars with these two bars in out, and then he comes like to the end. Um, yeah,
Yeah. That's your heart,
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
The recruited lieutenants with ludicrous dreams of getting cream. That is a crazy rhyme scheme. He
Yeah.
says, recruited lieutenants with
It's with
ludicrous
ludicrous
dreams of
dreams of
getting
getting
cream.
cream.
So
Let's
that's
do
the,
this. It
the
gets
so
tedious.
lieutenants, ludicrous, let's do this, ludicrous, tedious. Dreams of getting cream. You see me on open like CBS. You see me stressed. That is like, bro, like you see it. The rhyme
Yeah.
scheme
Can I live?
is it's crazy, dog.
Yeah,
He's
dog.
rhyme like it's like boom, boom, boom. Like the rhyme scheme, dog. I think that's so magnificent, dog. It's like
I
it's just,
do. I do.
man.
I hate to cut. I hate to cut you off, but I do
Go
think
ahead,
you
go
bring
ahead,
up
go
an
ahead.
interesting point about like the Jay Z's cadence throughout this
Yes,
entire project because it's way different from the later albums that he would drop, even to this day.
you think
I mean,
so?
yeah, in many ways, I think
Oh,
the cadence that he had and the rap scheme that he had or rhyme scheme, excuse me, that he had for this album compared to something like even the Blueprint and what in some cases some people think that is his best album are
mhm.
entirely different, but that comes with time, and
Yeah,
also working with other artists who are not from New York and him
yeah,
finding different ways to kind of hop on beats with them while also finding his own way over to pop in that matter. I do think that he has found a way to develop his music, but when we think about desperation and probably some of the resources mentally that he had within his rhyme scheme and his rhyme repertoire, I do think that it makes this album entirely different from some of his later projects for sure. I do think you still get hints of that in the project after this, but I personally believe that songs like this really showed a lot of that anger, but also that hustle and hope,
Yeah,
and stress that he was
yeah,
going through. And I also think that that sample of Isaac Hayes, and also the beat itself, produced by Irv fucking Gotti, which is
crazy.
surprising. Right? That surprised me because for the longest time I thought Irv was just a CEO, a music exec, but come to
He
find out,
made
he was
beats
making
too. He
beats
made
too.
beats. Yeah, not a
Yeah,
lot, but he made a couple. He
yeah.
in the lab. There's actually a documentary, and I was trying to find it. I just had a strong. I just couldn't find it. No, it used to be on YouTube, but it was like the making of Reasonable Doubt, and like Irv was on it, Ski Beast was on it, and Clark Kent was on it. I think Jay Z was on it too. I saw clips of it, but it used to be like the full joint, and he went song by song, bro, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Mm.
Just the level. Dame Dash was on it before he was out of his fucking mind.
You gotta send me that
Uh,
shit.
I can't find it. I was trying to find it. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like making a reasonable doubt or something like that. But bro,
Yeah.
they gave you all the details about like how it started. Talk about how they gave Mary J. Blige $10,000 in a brown paper bag to pay for her because the label didn't want her on. So they didn't pay the label, but they paid her directly. But then the label said you can't be in the video.
Oh
But
yeah, I
Dame
remember that.
Dash, yeah, but Dame Dash brought her to the studio because they was like friends. They talk about like the shitty studios they was using, and they was like gambling in the hallways. Talk about how they got the Biggie verse. It's a well done documentary. I just can't find it.
Mm.
It was well done, well done. I don't even know who produced it or who was on it, but it was well done,
I gotta figure
well
out.
done.
I
Yeah,
gotta find out.
I'll keep looking, try to send it to you, but it was fire. It was fire.
Yeah,
It was
because
great. It was
I
great. It
do
was
think
great.
that and again, that's a part of not only like the history of rap, but just American history in general. Some of the things that were happening maybe in the music industry that led
Yep.
Jay Z or even Mary J. Blige down this road, because Mary J. Blige was also dealing with specifically the situation with Case and
Yeah, she
how she
was.
didn't get a credit for Touch Me Tease Me.
Hmm.
But she still showed up in the video even though she wrote the song. Um,
She was also in like an abusive relationship. She was battling her own drugs, her own problems of drug abuse. So yeah, it was a lot going on on that same time too, and the stuff you mentioned, and like working on that album. So
yeah.
yeah, man. But it all came out in a wash, man. And nowadays, it's a beautiful song they able to do together. What is your last song?
My last song is going to be it's probably gonna be another single. It's probably gonna be Feeling It.
Great song.
Da, 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 da. Another Ski Beats produced track.
Mm.
And one that always is a hit for me whenever I come back to this project, which I do a lot, honestly. Um, I again, it was definitely something that um, I remember from just seeing the videos as a kid. Um, watching the box, and even when I was in college, re-listening to the album, I actually started listening to the album because of this song. I heard it on the 420 mix, back when
Oh,
420 was still kind of a cult holiday in some cases, and they played it during the mix. I was like, damn, I forgot about this song. So it forced me to go back to this project and enjoy some of the gems, and some of the lessons learned from this album. That level of desperation, that level of not feeling like people give you the respect that you deserve as an artist or as a rapper in some cases when you are in those battles. And despite all of the hurdles and obstacles that are told within the story of Reasonable Doubt, as well as the creation of the project, feeling it is the song that it feels like you're celebrating. It when it comes to the entire movie that this album is, this feels like the club scene when they made it to the top. They already passed the montage of dead presidents. This feels like it's the celebration, the party moment. And I that was just something that I always appreciated, because when it comes to a lot of the darkness that this project, eludes, this was the light for me, and continues to be the light, when it comes to all the darkness. I do like other songs off of this project. Definitely, I'm trying to look for it right now, but it's the one with Memphis Bleak. Oh, Coming of Age. Like that tells the story of him trying to mentor somebody else. But every single time I go to those other songs, it makes me want to go back to feeling it. And aside from it just being a great song to just DJ at the right time and at the right moment, it just once again spotlights the talent that Jay Z had as a pop rap rapper in some cases as well. I wouldn't say pop like Drake pop, but it showed that he can make rap songs that could, top Billboard charts. And this was one of
Crossover.
those, yeah. And this was one of those successful ones. It reminds me of Big Pimpin', songs
It
like
didn't
that.
do. It didn't
Or
do really good though. Did how well did it do? I don't even know how well this
I don't
did. I
think
don't
it. Yeah,
remember.
I
Yeah.
don't think it was like a platinum song, a platinum hit. But I definitely know that it was successful on the box for me. Hold on, how successful was "Feeling It" by Jay Z? "Feeling It" by Jay Z, featuring Mecca and produced by Ski, was a moderate commercial hit, but a massive critical success. Released as the fourth and final single from his debut album, Reasonable Doubt, in April 1997, it peaked at number 13 on the U.S. Billboard Hot Rap charts. While it didn't
Yes, that was pretty good.
dominate mainstream radio like his later pop hits, it became an enduring underground classic. It was also sampled by Ahmad Jamal, or it sampled Ahmad
The
Jamal.
samples, Majima.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, to be exact. But yeah, nah, man. This is definitely, hey, this is definitely one of the tracks that I continue to listen to this day, and one of the first tracks to introduce me to Jay Z. So of course I'm
So
going to make it my number one.
I'm about to blow your mind, right? You gonna be like, "What the fuck did you just say?" So I love this song. It should have been on my list, and I don't know why I took it off. Probably just because process of elimination. And I'm so happy you picked it. Second verse, also great song, great hook. Ski Beat said his beat was originally for him, but then Jay Z heard it and he took it. There's two bars that has resonated with me for my entire life, and this really made me love the album because I was a little bit older. So around 17, 18, I listened to this album. It is at that age when I am driving to the Eastern Shore to visit my family,
Ooh,
visit my cousins, right? So I'm playing this. Me and my brother, we driving down there, we visiting, da da da, we doing stuff, right? Is for one, it is a great song to play when the weather is nice, with the windows down, and you just blast the music. I feel like it was
yep,
made, literally made for that. It
yep,
is amazing.
I agree.
There's a line where he says 95 South and Poppy on the hill and shit. And all the towns like Cambridge that I killed with shit. Cambridge is where my family is from.
Mm,
Right? That is where his man Emery Jones, who will go to jail a few years after this for drug something for a long time. My family and Emery's family were intertwined in the same industry, and they also received similar consequences for their participation in said activities. Uh,
I like how you
and
just professionally said that.
wonderful. And I heard these stories before I heard this song. Before I knew the song even existed.
That's
My
crazy.
uncles, my cousins, they would say, like, man, Jay-Z used to sell drugs out here all the time. I used to, right? So I was a part of it. And then my uncle used to tell me, yeah, he used to go to Easton and get his stuff, right? Poppy
Yeah.
on the hill and shit, that's Easton. That's
Oh
the
shit.
town. That is the town. When you're driving to Cambridge, when you're driving to Salisbury, when you're driving to Ocean City, it goes, you get off St. past Annapolis, you go past St. Michael's, It's a town. I can't remember what the town is called. Boom, you drive past that fucking town, and then you go to another big town, like a big town on the shore. It's Easton. It's a big point. It's airplanes that goes there. There's a lot of people with rich money with airplanes that comes there. Maybe that's why he was buying it because the airplane right there. Um, I never put two and two together to right now because it's like it's known for having like airplanes. It's like a pretty you can land a private plane there easily.
Mm.
They do it to this day. Oh damn, I never thought about that. I wonder if that's what they were doing. Anyway, and then but Cambridge was one of the because Cambridge is a really black ass city, right? H. Rap Brown, the civil rights activist, went through Cambridge. It's a historically area. Harriet Tubman is from that area, right? It's
Mm.
a very black ass town. And I actually, as I gotten older, I've come to hate this line a little bit more. When I was young, I was, oh, that's cool. He name dropped Cambridge. It's a random ass fucking town. Now that I'm older and I talk to my cousins and I talk to my aunts and tell me how crazy it is and how bad it is, it sucks to hear. I know in a recent interview, Jay Z said I never took advantage of nobody, but I'm like, dog, you was selling crack to Cambridge, dog. Like, I can tell, I can tell you the neighborhoods don't look like they weren't
Would-
so cracked to in the '90s and '80s. So as I've gotten older, that has kind of like fuck with me because I know what the town is like now and how it's in bad shape. It's a rural town. It's small. You know what I mean? If you're growing up, if you're not good at sports, and if you're not super smart, and you like black, it's hard to get out of that motherfucker, bro. If you don't work at the hotel or the Walmart, you might not be. You might just be stuck up in that joint, having babies
mm.
and shooting up stuff, and the violence is crazy. So in retrospect, I look at it a little bit of different because I've seen like the not saying it's all his fault, obviously, but
Yeah.
like from what that caused, you know what I mean? Like years later, like seeing it from noticing it from when I was a teenager to seeing it now and knowing how those cyclical systems work. He even talks about throughout this album. It always resonated with me because I was like, fuck it, like he connected to that. That was so random to me, but yeah, man, that was yeah. Emery Jones is still like they got people out there still that they still like stay in touch with and people that knew Jay and my brother went to high school out there. He would tell me stories about this person got pictures of Jay Z in the house and shit like that.
Mm.
Because when you say like on Reasonable Doubt, my man down in Maryland, like he was like shouting him
Yeah.
out, right? Trying to like look, yeah. So some even say he took that charge so because Jay was starting to bubble because he got arrested in 2000. So Jay was gonna went on to drop Blueprint the following like right after that's I think if I'm not mistaken that was the album after Emery got dropped. Emery got arrested and he shot him out on Blueprint a couple times. So
Mm.
um, yeah, that's one thing that sticks out to me. And then he says one part he says I'm in the ring. Nope. He says, I got the girl with the girdles to conceal my bricks. What song is that? What part first is that? Is that this
I
one?
think
Yeah,
that's the last
transaction. Yeah, make
verse.
his life instead of a
Yeah.
bitch. His life is
Yeah.
no. My
Real
cookie
as
cookie click
shit.
is rugged.
Not.
Where is it at? Because it's braggadocious, right?
Yeah.
You're not thinking about the regrets. You're not thinking about consequences. And in this song, wherever it is, he says, I got her on. I got her with a girdle to conceal my joint to ship it out. But then if you listen to "You Must Love Me," which on the album that came out after this, he
Mm.
says how much he regrets and talk about how much this person must love him to risk her life to get on the bus to do that same thing. So there's like
Mm.
a great evolution from man, I'm just celebrating. I'm in the moment. I'm having fun. And then the album later, he talks about like, God, this woman must really love me to risk her life for me. I
Yeah.
just think it's just an evolution of a man, and I think that's one of the things about Jay that I really love is that you see an evolution
Yeah.
of an artist, of a person, of
Mm.
how he sees things, and it truly flows, man. Like great record, bro. Like this
Yeah.
is I
This
don't
is
think you could
fire out.
that'd have been no bad ones, but this is a great song to pick to close it out with, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I had to.
What's your
I had to.
What's your final thoughts? I know I was talking a lot, but what's your? I really love this album. What's your final thoughts, man? How do you sum all this up?
I mean, I just, shit. I'll say it again. I mean, I think that this album is more than just a great hip hop album, but I think that it's a piece of American history. I
Yep.
think that because of how it was crafted, um, the different components, the people that were involved who later on became titans in this industry, whether they were in front of a microphone or, in the studio booth. Like, I feel like this album created so many people's careers, in so many ways, and it reminds me of like a great team that wins a championship. Now I understand that because of the competition that was around at the time, it was a little bit tougher to get out, and it didn't get the respect, commercially, that it did compared to some other songs or songs that he later made down the line. But I really think that this album, um, not only exudes parts of his life that we as fans talk about and learn from. But I feel like because of some of the things that he talks about, it showcases what America was in this decade, and the essence of hip hop growing into becoming something a little bit darker and a little bit more serious compared to what it was in the 80s and maybe the late 70s. So I do think that this album is kind of, one of those pieces of art that should be debated in classes, should be talked about when it comes to maybe the zeitgeist of hip hop in general. And I think that, like, I aside from me being able to go back through this project and enjoy it as entertainment, I think that
Hmm.
it is a case study for, um, what what desperation, in rap really looks like, and how successful it could be if artistry is done thoroughly and detailed in a way for it to stand out and stand the test of time.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and I think it speaks to elements of the human experience that I think all people can relate to in different facets. Like I said, I didn't sell. I'm not a drug seller. I have none, but I'm familiar with the world. But even if I wasn't, regrets, anxiety, ambition,
Yeah.
emotion, exuberance, feeling great.
Yeah.
Um, you know what
Ambition.
I mean? Ambition, you know what I mean? Feeling like loving your craft and being the best at your craft, celebrating where you from and like that, or like when I'm having fun with my wife, like those emotions are communicated through song. I think that's the skill. Like you listen to this joint at a certain age, you're like, I just connect to it based on just what it's doing. So yeah, man, it's true. Now we gotta talk about the elephant in the room now before we get up out of here.
Oh shit.
How do you feel? What are your thoughts on the
Rich
Target
pigment.
Jay Z? No,
Oh,
Target Jay Z. We can talk about the Roots
we
Picnic
we
too.
definitely
Talk
gotta
about the
talk
Roots
about Rich
Picnic too.
pigment. We
But
definitely
we
gotta
ain't
talk
talking
about
about the
Rich pigment.
album. We gotta talk about the album.
I
What you think? What you think?
I don't know. I feel like this is one of those moments where we watch somebody that we grew up with become a part of the level of capitalism,
Hmm.
um, that they can reach at their highest potential. We're watching it with LeBron in some cases, and I think that this is kind of one of those moves. I'm not sure why he decided to specifically do Target. Not necessarily that, well, I kind of have an issue with Target. I mean, I stopped buying after the boycott started, but I didn't necessarily partake in the boycott. I was just like, I'm not really fucking with Target like that. But I you would just think that somebody who is quote unquote tied to the culture would just have a little bit more critical thinking to say, hey, maybe
Hmm.
this might not be that best of an idea, especially an executive. That's just me, you know. Like, the whole Target boycott was in the news earlier this year because there was misinformation on whether the boycott ended or not or it didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just think that there was a lot of insight that could have you could have used to actually say, hey, maybe I should, choose Walmart, or maybe choose a record store that actually sells records, or maybe a boutique record shop to sell my project. I just felt like selling it at Target is going to be accessible, but with everything that Target is a part of right now, was it really the smartest thing to actually do? Nah, not really. And I feel like
Yeah.
it just showed me that even though Jay Z is a great artist, he is a great he is also a great capitalist, and I
Yeah.
think this is a big sign, another big sign of it, because this is not the first thing that he has done of this caliber. He also made you get a fucking Samsung Galaxy to listen to Magna Carta Holy Grail. And then on top of that, he also made you get Sprint so you can listen to full, full, full. So I just feel like these are like old person esque deals, but at the same time, I do feel like they're very innovative ways to push the industry. So I don't think, but I to be very clear, I don't think that this is one of those things. I just think that this was just a bad or not so thought out thoroughly decision to do so, because we don't really know if the boycott has really ended. Um, there were two black women that said that the boycott has not ended. I'm listening to them instead of the pastor who said that the fast was over. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
misinformation regarding the entire movement, and because of that, I just felt like it wouldn't be smart to, hey, we're gonna work with Target. Now, granted, I do think, for playing devil's advocate before you speak,
Mhm.
I do think that it is important to have those black businesses at Target because Target was touting that. However, I also understand that it's kind of hypocritical to invest in an administration that fucking hates people of color and being a part
True.
of the fall of a certain group of people. So I also have a problem with that. Um, so it's kind of hard because as much as I might jam to Jordan Ward being played in a Target commercial, I also understand that this company is moving like severe capitalists in other cases. So it's definitely a two-edged sword, specifically with Jay-Z and even Target in general.
I'm not trying. I don't want to drag this out longer than it needs to be.
Uh
I hear. I hear you. I hear you.
uh
I'm not disagreeing with you. But
uh
also, I know what the space that I'm in, and I don't expect everybody to move at the same wavelength that I feel like I'm trying to work towards. So that's cool. Here's my thing with the Jay Z Target thing, and I use the first straw man argument everyone uses. So the first argument everyone uses is, well, Kendrick did it, J Cole did it, and y'all had nothing to say about it. I do think it's different. I think one, Jay Z is at a point of his career where he owns it. He owns it. Like that is reasonable doubt is his. He owns it. Biggs owns it. Dame don't own his share no more. So Jay Z really has all the power because Biggs is his man's and Biggs ain't gonna piss him off. And he let Biggs do a lot with the 25th anniversary. He was out here doing a lot of promo heavy. So I don't think Biggs would step on anything that he's doing. And Dame doesn't have the ability to do so. So what do you gain from working with Target? You're Jay Z, bro. You can put this in any other store. You can put this
right.
anywhere. So right. So my whole point with him is, why did you pick Target? Like, even if the boycott is over, right? Like, even let's say, now, but by the way, I still don't fuck with Target. Um, and it's not even on no participating in the boycott thing. Like, I just don't like. Y'all did what y'all did.
Yep.
Y'all ain't worth it. Fuck y'all. Like, it is
That's
what it
kind
is.
of how I
It
feel. Yeah.
ain't even no malice. It ain't even like everybody got joined. It ain't, I don't really fuck with, yo, bro. I can't tell you. Listen, I've been in the Target. I might have been in there one time, maybe twice to grab something quick for my wife.
Yeah.
But she still go more than me. But she goes once she stopped going as much as she was going to.
Yeah.
But I don't even really. I don't. And it was like the boycott helped me, gave me a reason to stop fucking with Target.
Yeah.
But for my point with Jay Z is like, bro, you have a habit of doing. He did this with the NFL. We
Yeah,
over protesting.
yeah.
We
I
over
forgot
that.
about mentioning the
We
NFL. That's
over
like,
that.
yeah,
Like who are you to say what we over with?
right,
Who are you? Because you benefit because you getting paid from this. We over that because it
right,
benefits your dollar, and they just so happen hired you when they in the shit. Come on, dog. Like
right.
so, my thing with the Jay Z, you a capitalist. Go ahead, bro. Be a capitalist, but you gotta get the smoke to come with being a capitalist. That's all it
Yeah,
is to me, bro. Be a capitalist. Go ahead, get your money, but you gotta
yeah.
get the smoke. And my brother called it. He said he's a whore for money. That's what he's become. Respectfully, he's a whore for money, and that's not a
That's a
sexist claim, dog. That can
no,
be
yeah.
that is a ambiguous term. That can go to anybody. Okay, that can go to it's not women only. That can go to anybody. So my thing with Jay is
That's
like, bro,
true.
you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to. You could have did it any. You don't have to. Target needs you. You don't need Target.
Right. And it would have been cool to actually get this album maybe through a like once again a boutique distributor
Yeah,
that
yeah,
provides vinyls. There's so many new companies that are starting to pop out that actually sells new vinyl for albums that are available on streaming services. And it would have been cool to maybe get that project, through a different, distributor. But like
yeah.
Target, bro, like
Come
I
on.
kind of just felt like it really gave me the 444 vibes when he tied that album to Sprint and Title, and I was just like, why? Because nobody was really even using that service anymore.
But
Like
even I get that
it
though
felt out
because
of touch.
it was out of you can say it's out of touch, and I don't disagree with that. But I
Mm.
understand why because he had a stake in Title and
Mm.
he wanted to get ears to Title.
Which
You know what
makes
I mean?
sense. Yeah, that
Which
makes
makes
sense.
sense, right? So I can tell myself, even like to your point, like it wasn't really using it, and Sprint was Sprint. So all of that being true, but in my mind, I'm like, well, he's trying to get people onto the Title app.
Mm.
You trying to
He's
get
being a
people to go to
capitalist.
Target? You trying to get
Yeah,
people to go to Target, dog? The fuck out of
yeah,
people like Vinyls is back in, and you gonna partner with. I just saying like Taylor Swift does that. Go off, bro. Do what you like. Do what you gotta do, man. But I get it, but you gotta get the smoke to come with it. Especially when you tell yourself I arrived the day Fred Hampton died. Real niggas just multiply. You call yourself Shea Guerrera. You talk this pro black. You know what I mean? There are black places you could have sold this to too, Mr.
yep,
Black. You know what I mean?
yep,
You feel me? So that's my issue with Hove is like you didn't need Target. Target needed you. And if you're going to be in the business of giving people that need you the platform, why not give it to other people who need you, who can actually benefit from it?
yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, your wife did it.
you know
When
what
she
I'm
put
saying?
when she made that website full of black businesses.
You feel
You know what I'm
me?
saying? Like,
Some of them sold vinyls.
yep,
You know what I mean? He could have picked certain distributors throughout the city. In LA, go to here. In Baltimore, you go here. DC, you go here. As a myriad of ways he could have did it, and still would have worked out, and everybody could have won. So I don't understand why he would do it. It feels like he's just doing a Colin Kaepernick part two, and I'm just like, dog, that's on your jacket now, dog. That's what you're a protest. You're a movement buster.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
don't give me them black raps no more, dog. I don't want
Movement
rap
Buster is
about money.
crazy. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what he
yeah,
is, dog. That's what he is. You're a movement, but you're not a union buster. You're a movement buster, and you know what I mean. So that is what it is. Like
yeah,
I live with that, but I
yeah.
don't know, man.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
with that being said, let's segue into that Roots picnic conversation because it kind of, I mean, I think what he's done now, it kind of, it, it kind of contradicts what a lot of the shit that he was saying when it comes to
Yep,
like the beefs that he had against the other rappers, Nicki
yep.
Minaj, Drake, stuff like that. It's like, damn, you said all that shit, Roots Picnic. You got everybody's attention. Did you get everybody's attention for you to fuck it all up? Like it just felt like you lost your bricks again, my guy. Like what's
He
going
didn't.
on?
But listen though, to the point, he didn't do no pro black raps. He did. I am up. Wrong chart. I'm up raps. So he giving you billionaire raps, which I don't understand why fans like that shit. That shit means nothing to us. I don't understand why I want to everybody nigga talk about he a billionaire. I can't relate. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
they
A
aspire to
millionaire.
be a billionaire, man.
It's
Like that's,
capitalism, bro. A million, I might hit that.
but
I might,
everybody want to be a
I might
capitalist.
hit that one day. Man, we got that's another podcast,
There
bro.
was one thing I don't know where I watched it, but there was one show that talked about Jay Z and the impact that he has on the youth as well as grown ass men. Jay,
Mhm.
like when Jay Z wore a tie and he had like that whole
Mhm.
button up thing going, every other nigga started wearing the tie and wearing the button up and shit. He just has that
I agree.
level of impact, and
I
yeah,
agree.
people want to be like him because he is the elite in our culture. I mean, I can't knock it. I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? That also means that some of the decisions that you got to make should be a little bit smarter, especially with all those resources. But I digress. You know, little old me.
Man, all that being true, he could have. I just think the power that he. It's the same thing with Drake, yo. It's like it's just interesting to see these people who brag about how they have so much power and resources
Yeah,
and don't use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the Spider
yeah,
Man phrase? Great power come great
great.
responsibility. It's like, bro, like
Yep.
y'all got it. You know what I mean? Y'all can build ecosystems and not even like on a pro black tip, just on like a music industry relook, rebrand, reimagine for the next artist. Which Jay Z was all about with Title. He was all about how do we re envision this to work better for the artist.
Mm,
Doing bulk deals with Target is not better for the artist. You know what I mean? Like I don't
yeah.
understand how that you're gonna move. He always been about moving units. I get that part, but driving people to a local boutique place like you said will also be good for the bottom dollar, bro. Because for
Mm-hmm.
one, they might buy your legacy work because they actually might have it. Target not gonna have your catalog, but the mom and pop shop might actually have your catalog. They could have bought it from somebody else. They could have already had it in the stock. They could have bought it off a line and just whatever. It's a many ways where they could have had your catalog readily available. And now a fan buys Reason Without and buys Blueprint and buys whatever. And you know what I'm saying? So I just think that it's upsetting that we're lacking imagination and we're still using these same mechanisms to do what they got to do.
Mm,
Regarding the roots freestyle, I thought it was magnificent. I thought it was wonderful rapping. I thought he did a great job. I think Jay Z showed that he's one of the best rappers ever. Like I said earlier, the Roberta Flack, Killing Me Softly, Lauren Hill bar was exquisite, bro. Like that's one of the best bars I've heard in a while. Everybody was bragging about Drake and his bars, and Jay Z came with some actual raps and blew people's minds away. Um, the disses was immaculate, was next level. The Dame Dash T falling out, hilarious.
yeah, that was wild.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Mm,
I love how he tied his grandmother in the beginning to the grandmother in the ending. He's talking about how if those charges would have stuck or my grandmother died thinking I did those things, I would have went after y'all with everything I got. I think that was a great theme to talk about in a rap. He is, in my opinion, the ultimate writer because I think his ability to do that is just a it's just a skill, brother. He can do
yeah.
it to very masterfully.
Yeah. I mean,
Very,
it kind
very
of goes back
masterfully.
to what I said earlier. Like it took him time to get to this point where he is
Yep.
one of the best, not only rappers, but one of the best writers in the game. It took
In
time
American
for him to
history.
actually develop that, and also
Yeah.
experiences with other styles, other artists of that caliber. It took time, and to actually see it once again live. Well, I didn't. Of course, I wasn't at Roots Picnic, but I saw the verse
Yeah.
that he did.
Hmm.
Um, it kind of shows you that he's ready to make some music if he really wanted to
Yeah.
hop back in the booth.
Yeah.
Our
I
question,
don't know if I
I
want to
mean, it
hear.
kind of go ahead.
Go ahead. You can say
I
it.
was
You can
just
say it. I
gonna,
know what you're about to say.
yeah. The question is, do people want to hear him talk about being a billionaire? Um, I mean, because it's clear that people want to hear about him being a dad, but the kids are a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? You still got the NFL deal going, but you still got questions about that and how you've been handling that. And like a lot of people want to be or aspire to be like Jay Z. So they're going to keep listening. We're going to keep listening because we're curious to hear what comes out of Jay Z, and maybe his musical skills next. So he's still going to
Yeah,
be a part of the ultimate zeitgeist of pop culture. This album just shows that. But yeah, I mean, the Roots Picnic verse itself was dope. It was cool to see him kind
yeah,
of show that he wasn't really fucking with some of the other stars that maybe he's been
mm-hmm,
he's worked with in the past. It was cool.
yeah,
It was dope. Um, but yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is that I don't know whether it's just him popping out just to perform at Yankee Stadium and perform at Roots Picnic,
yeah.
or if this means that we might get some music down the line. But I really hope that it's the latter.
Mm-hmm. Same, me too. I do. I am interested to hear what he has to say. I do hope that it is not all I'm richer than all of y'all raps. I just,
Because he could easily
I
do
just,
that.
but I don't think it's the right environment for that, bro. It's a lot going on in the world, and you just put out "I'm richer than all y'all." I just don't think one people should listen to that. I think people want to listen to that. I just truly, I
Yeah.
could be wrong. I just don't. So yeah, that was the Reasonable Doubt, Jay Z's first album. Please go listen to it. Vance, on to the fun part of my show, favorite part of the show.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can
Yes.
go first if
Yes.
you want. If you're not ready, I can go first.
Yeah. Go
But
first.
what are you currently listening to? Okay, I'll go
Go
first.
first.
You
Yeah.
said it. I can. This might be a whole episode to itself. I'm not go too far because we're already at the 2 hour mark. I'm
Yeah.
reading this book. A mentor of mine gave me this book years ago, and I'm finally starting to read it. And it's about organizers in the 40s and 50s and 30s in Mississippi, the Delta freedom struggle. And so Fannie Lou Hamer is in there, Mega Evers is in there, Ella Baker, and a lot of other local community organizers and just everyday citizens who were like fed up with the conditions. And on one of the pages, they talk about I can't remember her name, but someone did a study in Mississippi, and they were trying to figure out people's how they saw white people in different generations. So like the generation who had just got out of enslavement, they were a little bit more like timid or like appeasing to white people, right? And then the generation after that was a little bit more, I guess I wouldn't say meek, but not like weak, but like avoidant or like keeping them satisfied, but trying to be too close. But the one after that, they say like I think they said in the 40s, were like anti or were like not anti-white, but like anti the structures that were against them, and they were willing to fight back, and they were sick and tired of the shit, and they were ready to do something about it. And one of the things they talked about was she was trying to figure out wow what caused the shift. And one thing they said was it was the music of the Delta blues that help communicate emotion throughout the region and everyone started to feel away.
Mm.
So when I read that, I was like, man, what were they listening to? So man, I've been listening to Charlie Patton, Muddy Waters,
Mm.
Elmore James, Hanny, not Big Mama Thornton, Coco Bailey, I believe her name is, Son House, Robert Johnson, Albert Collins, Johnny Guitar Wilson, or like the classic blues, Delta blues. It's been really fascinating to hear like what were, if for one, some of the early recordings of black music ever. It's just amazing to hear what they got to say. A lot of it is about love. A lot of it is about just having a great time, which I think I want to talk more about one day. How people make it seem like music can be social but also fun. Elmore James, one of his biggest songs at the time was called "Shake Your Money Maker," and it came out in the 50s. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it wasn't like these people weren't having a good time. It's juke joint, you feel me? But they were also
Yeah.
talking about different things. So yeah, I listened to a lot of that. Muddy Waters too. I think it's Muddy Waters. So a lot of Muddy Waters. So yeah, just the entire Delta blues, classic blues. A lot of it is grainy. There's one joint with Muddy Waters and like a professor, and he's like, it's from like the late early 30s, early 40s, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe a little bit later. But it's like there's like it's like a song, and then like the professor or whatever is asking him questions. He like, so how'd you come up with that song? What was the song about? Like, what made you do that? And he was like, yeah, man, I just played it on the thing, and it, came to me, and I played it, and so there was like it was out. It's called the plantation recordings,
Yeah. Send me
the
that.
Muddy Waters. it was amazing because it was like an interview. He was talking to him about what, and he was asking him about other people like Robert Johnson and Son House, and he was like, "Oh yeah, they play about as good as each other. They're pretty much on the same page." And it was just it was amazing to hear them talk about it. And like he was like, "Yeah, man, you know, I was in love with a girl. The girl left me, or I had to leave, and this is what I felt." And it's great, man. It's truly. I listen to like a lot of that Vince Staple album, constant loop, constant
That
loop,
shit is fire.
constant. That
That
is
shit is so
fire,
good. Oh my god,
constant
it's
loop.
so good.
We needed that, brother. We
Yeah,
need
we
music
did.
with a message more than ever. It's a lot of shit going on, man, and hip hop has always been speaking about stuff like that. And I was getting concerned because no one was talking about what's happening in the world. And I was like, dog, are we just all pop now? It's just no more hip hop. So so Vince Stable album. If you have not
Yeah,
heard it, please go listen to it, spin it.
yeah.
You know,
I
get
like the
wake
rock.
up. You know what I mean?
I like the rock elements that he added to this album. Like
I love
it's
it. Punk,
it's a
a lot
rap
of
rap.
punk.
Yeah, it's a lot of punk
Yeah,
rap
man.
album. It's a
Yeah.
punk rap album
That
for sure.
also that also was why I like the Vince because Vince album is black. That's also black music. Like
Yep.
historically, that is punk is rooted in black people. Black people were pioneers in funk and punk and rock and what that is. So that was it was cool to hear Delta 40s and like you listen to that, bro. I'm listening to music from the 50s with these guitar riffs, and I'm like, bro, that is rock and roll 20 years later, and
Mm-hmm.
it's mind blowing. Like if you listen to Johnny Guitar Wilson, he has a song. He has a song. You probably heard it before. I can't think of what it's called. But it's like a song you done heard, but the guitar riff, bro. Look when it came out. It came out like in 60 or 59 or 58, and you be like, dog, when was this? Like how did they? This is like, I think when the electric guitars came out, it just changed everything. Because they
Yeah.
probably didn't have electric guitars back then. But dog, shit is mind blowing. Surrender by Navy Blue, playing that. I was playing LL Cool
Ooh.
J's great album. It's a little slow for me, but he's a really solid,
Yeah,
strong
he's dope.
songwriter. I
Yeah.
want him to pick up his pace a little bit, some of the songs, but I enjoy the album. LL Cool J, Mr. Smith. I've been listening to that just on a random. I think it's a really fun album. I actually really enjoy that one. Um, Jenna, Gena. She was recently on what's the NPR
Tiny
Tiny
Desk.
Desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of it until I saw Tiny Desk. But this is a great album called "The Pleasure Is Yours." It's a great
Mm.
R&B album. No, I think you would really like it. You should check it out. Gena. The Pleasure Is Yours.
The
I've been
pleasure is
playing
yours.
that. Jazz Star by Butch Dawson from Baltimore. It's been great to play this. He got a couple songs in it I think is really impressive that shows his elevation in songwriting. I've listened to him for a long time since Sunset Avenue, and it's impressive to hear how much he has grown. Hermanos Gutierrez, bumping that joint. No, I was recently in California with the family on a nice little road trip, so playing that felt like I was it was perfect music for that. Low key, I've been playing Casey Musgraves. Her album Middle of Nowhere. It's like a
Mm.
white R&B song, which is crazy to say that out loud. But I don't. It is country, but it feels like it's definitely influenced by some R&B sounds and vibrations, 100%. Black Love is a New Gangster. I've been playing that,
Ooh, how was
and
that?
I love it, man. I
Mm.
absolutely love it. And last but not least, I'll leave this. Oh, V's Y'all Won some joints
Oh
on
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I gotta check
Yeah,
that
they
one out.
actually played it on the radio. And Lilo, also from Detroit, just like these. He put up an album recently. I think it's really fun. One side is rap, one side is a little bit more upbeat. I think it's showing some his range. I think it's really cool.
Mm.
Man, that's just been in the spins lately, man. I've been all over the place from the 40s to the 26s, bro. All over.
Uh, Yeah, man. I've been kind of all everywhere too, man. First of all, I went to Baby Keem's concert.
How was it?
Um,
How was it?
it was dope as shit. Oh my god,
That's
it
fire.
felt like a movie, or well, actually, it felt more like a play. But he's using
Huh.
the music as the plot in some cases, and I
Ah,
love the
okay.
visuals. The visuals for the concert was super dope too. The way that
Where
they
was
do
he at?
the
Howard Theater?
nah, he was at the anthem. He was at the
Oh,
anthem.
okay. All right.
He had a whole
Okay.
stage
I
set up
figure.
too. They
That's
did,
bigger, right? Ain't that bigger than Harvard Theater? Is
yeah,
that bigger? That's
hell
bigger, right?
yeah,
Okay,
way
yeah, I
bigger,
thought
yeah,
so. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It imagine like 930 times three.
yeah. Oh, okay. Now 30 used to be the joint. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like it's big as hell. They got lights and different visuals and stuff like that. It's really dope. And the way that he had his entire setup, it wasn't just him going out there and rapping. Like he had visuals to match it. He had a dancer. Like yo, he used that whole stage to convey his story, and he was able to
That's
kind of
fire.
move around. And man, yo, it was a fucking ride. Like that was just peak performance for me, for sure.
He
And
did the old joints too. He did some old joints.
yeah, yeah, he definitely did the Hillbillies. He definitely did songs off of his
Family
previous
Ties.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Die for My Bitch. He did some songs off of that. Orange Soda
Orange
specifically.
Story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he did go back into
Those are
some of
big.
his
Those are
yeah,
bangers. Yeah. Those are
but
bangers.
Casino was the main focus. So he mainly focused on Casino to kind of help convey
That's
that
cool.
story. So it was
That's
dope.
tough. That's tough.
I'm mad that my phone died, you know,
Hmm.
on the last bit of the project or of the performance, but
Hmm.
it made me want to actually go back to the album, and I bought the album on vinyl too there. So
That's tough. That's
yeah, yeah,
tough.
yeah, yeah. So I was definitely listening to Casino. I was also listening to. I gotta throw this guy into my rotation occasionally. Is Space Ghost Perk,
Okay.
specifically the NASA Gang project. They got it remastered on Spotify, so I heard one of the songs off of the project, and I started throwing that back in rotation. Um, I also have been listening to Sun Ra lately.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. So at my job, I currently, well, at my job specifically, we currently go through different tracks from the past, specifically with our co-hosts. So that
Hmm.
has inspired me to listen to some of those artists, and Sun Ra was one of
Yeah.
them because I learned about his story of coming from Alabama and going to New
Hmm.
York and kind of creating Afrofuturism. So
Yep.
I started going back through his older tracks. Space is the Place was a big one. But then I started realizing that his music was sampled by Madlib for
Yeah.
Mad Villainy.
Yes, it
So
was.
that
Yes, it was.
all of a sudden I started going through Mad Villainy again.
I was listening to
Particularly.
that too, man. I didn't even say it, but that was on my list too.
So
That's crazy.
good. So good.
Yeah.
I got it on
Yeah.
CD. It's packed up, but I
Mm.
definitely got it on CD. So I
That's
definitely
a
been
good
throwing in
one.
Mag Villainy. This other artist named Dylan $1 Billion. I think I mentioned him but here before. But he makes music that sounds like it's from 2002, like from an
Mm.
artist of that caliber, but just done in 2026. And a lot of his
Huh.
covers are old Vibe, Ebony, and BET. No, not BET, but Vibe, Ebony,
Jet.
and
Jet.
yeah,
Jet.
Jet magazine covers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he has a very weird style, a very nostalgic style of music, but I do like
Send it. Send it
the
to me.
vibes
Let
that
me.
he
I want
got.
to hear it.
Yeah,
Send me something.
that shit is vibey. I think the song that I've been fucking with lately is "Everybody Need Love." That's been the shit.
Mm.
So yeah,
Send me that.
definitely.
Send me that.
I got you. I got you. What else I've been listening to? I've been listening to Midnight Club too.
Oh
Les just
yeah,
dropped a new
Les.
project. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Definitely
Same.
for
What's his
the
name? What's
for the
that shit?
car clubs and shit.
Yes, sir.
Tendernism by Melvin Knight. Been throwing that into rotation, sampling My
Mm.
Heart is Yearning by the Gap Band. Um Nicholas Lamar. He got a new he got a new project out. It's called Bars for Hire.
Mm.
Nicholas Lamar definitely got a 2000s kind of sound of rap, definitely from the South.
Yeah.
I fucked with his earlier project that came out earlier this year, or last year to be exact. It had Primo 8 on it. So I've been throwing a lot of his music in the rotation lately. What else? What else? 6WA, the album.
Hmm.
600 Entertainment's album.
Yeah,
They
I saw that. Yeah.
Yo, that shit is fire. Of
Yeah,
course they got Big X to
I haven't
plug.
played it.
Bruh, it's so good. I know that Big X the plug is on there and he's kind of the star of the show, but like there's another
Yeah.
artist named Rosama. That is ROAMA. He is dope too. I heard about him a little bit before I heard this album. But what I like about this album is that the concept of it is based off of NWA. So
Yeah.
aside from them having like just banging ass Texas beats, they also use the influence of West Coast rap at that time and merge it together with Texas Southern raps. So
Do
that
they
shit is
have
some
a fuck the
fire.
police on it?
No, no,
Weak.
yeah, no,
They
yeah.
gotta have some balls, yo. All
But
right, go
you
ahead.
know they weren't thinking that way. You know,
I
but
know.
you know they weren't thinking that way. Come on, they were not
Hey,
thinking that way.
if you gonna do it, do the song that put them on the map.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
That's true. But you know, a lot. I think when it comes to a lot of artists and nostalgia based content,
Mhm.
like this project, I think they focus more on the cool aspect and you know instead of taking the more revolutionary approach that you
That's
would
a cool
think
part to
that
me.
because they're using NWA stuff that they would take that risk. But no, they did not.
That's what made NWA cool was that ability to say "fuck the police" and I'm coming straight from the underground.
That is true. That is true.
The
But
authority to kill a minority. What?
yeah. Um I've been also listening to Rasputin Stash. It's definitely a
I don't know
jet
what that
a
is.
jet. One of the samples, Mr. Cool, is actually a sample of a certain song.
Hmm.
Forgot
Okay,
specifically what it was, but I've been
I'll
just
look that
listening
up.
to the album because I found out. I was like, oh, this is interesting. What else? What else? What else? A lot of Primo Rice lately. A lot of
Mm.
Primo Rice. Can't go wrong with that. And then on top, I was just listening to. I'm going all the way back up right now. I was just listening to Brand Nubian. Been blasting some Brand
Oh
Nubian.
wow, so was I. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, man. That
Yeah,
Don't
that's
Let It Go to
crazy.
Your Head. That shit is fire. And then
Yeah.
also we were just listening to Concerto in X minor earlier today.
Hmm.
So I just been throwing Brand
Yeah,
Nubian into rotation lately.
I was
And then
listening to
last but
Brand New
not
Beat
least,
and yeah,
yeah, that shit is fire. I like that shit.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then last but not least, Once Upon a Time, the soundtrack by Jay Worthy.
Jay
Um,
Worthy, that's a really good album came out last year.
yeah, man, I like the fact
Yeah.
that he's. I mean, what y'all said about him using the N
Stop saying
word,
the N word. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
happy he
dog.
stopped.
It definitely shows. It shows in this project.
Yeah,
I also like the
yeah, I'm
fact that
happy
he
he
threw in
stopped.
London Drugs. So that was also cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
one of my
Isn't
favorite.
he a part of London Drugs? Isn't he part of the producing? Is him and the other guy right
Yes,
now?
yes, it's him and
Yeah,
somebody else. I know that it's that
yeah.
now.
Do you have anything to plug?
Um, just watch out for me on the lacrosse field, apparently. But other
There
than
you
that,
go. Don't
other
hurt
than
nobody
that,
in the parking lot, yo.
yay, bro. I ain't seeing nobody in no parking lot, bro.
Don't hurt nobody in the parking lot.
We trying to get home. You feel me? But
That's a
Vansby
fact. That's a
underscore
fact.
everything except for Twitter. That is Vance64 underscore on Twitter. And Vance dash B on Blue Sky. That's dash or hyphen in the middle. So that's it for me.
Thanks for listening this far. If you made it, share with a friend. Email us at recordreportpodcast@gmail.com if you got any comments or questions, or if you want to even be on the show and talk about your favorite album. We listen to it all. Thanks.
See you next time. Peace.
Peace.